trouble generally finds Rockford at 5 o'clock on 11 Alive.
Our regular scheduled programming will not be seen tonight, so that we may present the following program. Join us next week at this same time for our regular scheduled network programs. Now stay tuned for 11 Alive High School Football.
Live from North DeKalb Stadium, 11 Alive presents high school football. The undefeated Lakeside Vikings take on the undefeated Peachtree Patriots. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Del Taco, where the food and service are hot stuff, and you are too. And by Davison's. And by your neighborhood McDonald's. We're close by, right on your way to everywhere. Live from North DeKalb Stadium, it's high school football with the Peachtree Patriots versus the Lakeside Vikings. Hello, everybody. I'm Art Eckman along with Harmon Wages. Jim Huber on the field with a microphone and camera. And tonight we're set to bring you an exciting football game. Two teams unbeaten, but one tie, Harmon.
Yes, true, Art. Both teams are 8-0-1. And interesting enough, of the 9 games they played, they all have played 8 of the same teams. Now, Peachtree's only tie came against Stone Mountain, a 7-7 tie. That was the opening game of the season. When you take Lakeside, they tied Tucker 0-0, no score, and it was at a downpour. The sub-region game was not a sub-region, so there was no penetration. Both teams 8-0-1. It should be a championship leading into the sub-region playoffs.
Now we've got Peachtree with a dynamic, well-balanced offense. They throw the ball a lot. We've got Lakeside that throws a pressure defense. A lot of linebacker action coming to you to force the play to go to their big, big line. How does Peachtree cope with it?
Here's the best way to describe the game tonight, like a heavyweight championship fight. Peachtree, the Patriots being flamboyant, wide offense, 2 receivers to one side, always in pro attack. 350 yards offense the last 6 games in each game. Then you take the Lakeside Vikings, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's like Muhammad Ali is Peachtree and Rocky Marciano is Lakeside. They all have short hair. They wear ties and shirts, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and they overpower you on defense. Nothing fancy, just football. Wayman Creel type football.
We'll be right back with the opening kickoff and some words from Jim Huber down on the field after this.
Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
Del Taco's got tacos that are overflowing, piled so high you've got to eat them with 2 hands. Big, tender burritos stuffed so full of flavor they're a meal in themselves. So come to Del Taco, where everything's tasty, fresh, and there's lots of it.
At Del Taco, the hottest place in town. Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
What's up, you ask? It's Levi's on the field.
On the field.
Off the field.
Off the field.
Clothes that can take a real workout.
On the field.
Levi's on the field.
Off the field.
Off the field. From tank tops and track shorts. Hey, great color. To warm-up suits. Levi's on the field, off the field. Perfect for hitting homers. Or just catching some TV at home.
Try them.
Available at Davison's.
The captain's out at the center of the field with the referee, Jim Griffin, and let's go down to Jim Huber.
Thank you, Art. I'm standing here on the Peachtree side of things. I guess one of the things that you didn't mention, you really didn't have to mention in the pregame show, was the noise level that you're going to hear tonight. It is going to be enormous because both sides brought a huge crew of people here to cheer their teams on, and that's just high school football. That's what it's all about. The weather down here, you couldn't really feel a whole lot up there under the lights. The weather down here, pretty nippy. It's getting chillier as the night goes on. It's perfect weather for football. We've got a great one for you. Back up to you, Art.
The captains that you see on our screen, Steve Knowles, a 6', 200-pound linebacker senior from the defensive side of the team for Peachtree, and number 11, Jeff Anderson. He's the quarterback. The flip of the coin took place.
Lakeside has won the toss, and they have elected to receive.
It's Steve Johnston and Steve Campbell, the co-captains for Lakeside, participating. Lakeside on the far side, you see them in the huddle, the officials. We mentioned the referee, Jim Griffith. Doug Graham, the field judge, Wayne Morrison, the head linesman, Charlie Butler, the umpire. And switching the downs, Jody Fowler. Lakeside feeling that they must stop the Patriots' balanced offense. Lakeside comes at you with the power offense. We'll see an I formation with a split end, a power I, and sometimes two tight ends from Lakeside, whereas we'll see the pro set most of the time for Peachtree.
I think we also ought to mention, Art, that, you know, the Peachtree, the team that's kicking off, is not known for their defense. Lakeside, on the offense, they'll come at you with a strong running attack, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They just take it to you because they feel like they have their horses. They are proud of their number 1 running back, number 20, Duncan, who is some kind of runners you will see. He's the middleman on the kickoff return team.
Warren Jolly sets the ball up. He's a junior defensive back that does the kickoffs. Rick Duncan is back at the 10-yard line, ready to receive. Now Billy Doherty, number 33, is setting up deep. We've got a short man and a deep man ready to kick off. Let's see who goes for it. And the ball taken on the 19. Duncan. He's brought down at the 24. It went to the short man, Kerry Livingston, the co-captain. Livingston is split in.
I tell you something, he really had a hit on this kickoff coming up. He took the ball. There was a crowd there. They tried to fight over the ball, which is something they need to work out. And they gave the coverage team time to get down and break through the wedge. A good hard-hitting tackle indicative of tonight's game.
We've got Hancock, number 10 at quarterback. The running backs, Duncan and Bradley. Bradley, number 28. Duncan is the deep man, number 20. Duncan, we'll see him carry most of the way. Duncan met very high by the secondary, coming up quickly. Jeff Weber, one of the tacklers, along with Prochnow, number 45.
You know, Art, Rick Duncan has carried the ball 116 times coming into tonight's ball game. He is their leading ground gainer, 610 yards. Watch number 20.
Carlisle over the ball at center. Jennings, the left guard. It's McHenry, the right guard. Grabson, the right tackle. 2nd and 8 now for Lakeside. Hancock straight back. He's got his man in the open, but broken up nicely by Yancey. Yancey, the key man in the defense, has been intended for Kerry Livingston. That's a new wrinkle to the offense, Harmon, as they're going to drop back a couple of times and toss the ball. Usually they like to play fake and roll back.
They really like to run the ball. Wayman Creel said he was going to try a little new wrinkle and catch the guy down the seam. But as you said, Mike Yancey, the key on defense, he leads Peachtree with 14 career interceptions, has 5 this year, which is a Peachtree record overall.
3rd and 8. At about the 28-yard line. The flags go flying, and it looked like the left side jumped.
I've got the outback also moving here.
Looking at it again, you can see there's movement on the right side and left side. Both guards came up before the ball, just anticipating the count. Illegal procedure against Lakeside.
You can hear the mic on referee Jim Griffith.
You know, Art, it's nice to be on a Friday night high school football because that's what high school is all about. Friday night football, a lot of fun. As we mentioned earlier, high school is fun. College is spirit with politics, and professional is business. High school is really where it's at in football.
3rd down and 13, it looks like to us. Just into the ball game. Hancock dropping straight back. Missed his intended receiver, Bradley. Jim Bradley, a 5'10", 170-pound junior. So it's punt time.
You know, as you mentioned a while ago, it's surprising they came out throwing the ball because they throw the ball, they run the ball about 90% of the time. Sometimes they've thrown it 4 or 5 times in a ball game, but they came out trying to test them in the secondary, which is somewhat surprising.
Dudman scoops up the ball and gets the punt away from the 10. Nice high kick, and a fair catch is called for by Doherty, but it goes to the short man, not the man who got the fair catch. It is number 33, Doherty, Bill Doherty. Doherty, a two-way player, a strong safety as well. As the running back, the fullback for the Peachtree Patriots. 46-yard punt. And it's 1st and 10 Peachtree at the 46-yard line. From their own 46. Hand off to Azar, Louis Azar. Making the tackle was Hansard, Bill Hansard.
You know, what you can expect from Peachtree on offense is a pro set. They always have 2 wide receivers up till tonight's game, but you never know what they'll do. Plays coming in from the sideline. The Peachtree team, the Patriots, averaging 350 yards offense the last 6 games.
2nd and 8. Hal Fine comes in for David Helms. They will shuttle their plays in with the wide receiver, number 42. Anderson, Jeff Anderson, a quarterback, pitches back. He's got Azar, and Azar cannot get too much running room, does not make to the 50-yard line, as you can see. Bo Cone, number 51, the linebacker, and Spencer Nelms. He's on the top 25 All-State. He makes the tackle from his right tackle position, Harmon.
Defense is tough for Lakeside. They've only given up 32 points in 9 ball games.
Bobby Moore to the far side. The split backs. Anderson dropping straight back. It's rushed out of the pocket as Nelms had a hold of it, and it's incomplete. Intended for Azar. And the defense prevails both exchanges of the football.
It's a tough line on defense for Lakeside. Number 75 coming through there. He's considered a blue chip player. Others getting through. The whole defensive front 5 are considered college prospects.
Fletcher and Bates deep. It's Tetchner getting a low driving kick away. Chip Bates falling on the football inside the 15, making the 14, a 34-yard punt. So with 9:14 remaining here in the first quarter from North DeKalb Stadium, it's 1st and 10 Lakeside from their own 14.
Del Taco, your hot stuff.
At Del Taco, our tacos are piled high with lean beef, cheese, and all the fixins. Burritos are so big and full of flavor, they're a meal in themselves. And now add extra snap to your meal with Del Taco's new nachos. The price is irresistible, too.
At Del Taco, the hottest place in town. Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, your hot stuff.
What's up, you ask? It's Levi's on the field, off the field, off the field. Clothes that can take a real workout. On the field. Levi's on the field, off the field, off the field. From tank tops and track shorts. Hey, great colors. To warm-up suits. Levi's on the field, off the field. Perfect for hitting homers. Or just catching some TV at home. Try them.
Available at Davison's.
Hancock on the carry while we were away. Mike Medina made the tackle. A loss on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and make it 7 yards to go for the 1st down. And now they move the chain up a little bit.
You know, it seems like both teams are more or less trying to figure each other out, feel each other's out, their offense and defense. This is usually the way it is in big games, the first quarter.
Robert Hancock, your quarterback. Split to the near side is Ladd Fletcher. Hancock pitching back to Duncan. Duncan on the sweep. Can't break through that defense. Oh, did they combine for a nice tackle. Don Scott along with Steve Knowles, your 2 linebackers.
You know, so much has been said about the Lakeside defense giving up only 32 points. You know, the Peachtree defense has only given up 44 points in 9 games. And what might happen tonight, Art, is just a all-about defensive game.
Bobby Moore deep. And it's shanked by Dudman. So it'll give Peachtree the finest field position of the ball game as Paul Sorrell got his hand on the football there, number 75.
You know, it kind of looked to me like Dudman just more or less, I'm not sure whether he missed that. It was a hand on it. It's hard to tell. Did he get a hand on it from what you could see?
I don't think so. I think
just kind of missed
shanked it.
Yeah, I think
a 16-yard punt sets up a fine opportunity for Peachtree now with no score in the ball game and 7:09 remaining first quarter.
Now, this is one of those key opportunities when you have a break in the game to take advantage of. A bad punt by the Lakeside Vikings. Peachtree has the time, has the ball, and good field position.
If you have pain in the lower back, a dull ache, a burning sensation, even impinged nerves, this could be caused by improper lifting, straining the muscles, or hurting your spine. It's possible for the pain to move downward to the thighs, knees, feet, and toes. Your discomfort may vary from spasms to a burning sensation to a dull ache. Perhaps Dr. Harry W. Brown of the Brown Arrowhead Clinic can solve your problems. Call 477-0605 for an appointment.
Yeah, that was Rob Schuler came up with that interception. A real good play. Art, you can tell it from right here what happened here. Rob Schuler back. He rushed the pass. The quarterback rushed the pass here. This is the replay of the previous play. He goes back, throwing the ball, and kind of threw into a crowd.
And the tight end, John Stamper, couldn't get to the ball. He was in the open when the pass was thought of, but it closed up tight. 1st and 10 Lakeside. On the counter, Duncan. Correction, Livingston. Kerry Livingston. A gain of a yard on the play, make it 2nd and 9. Livingston has good speed. Many think that if he was on a passing team, he could really develop as a fine receiver. Hence, Coach Creel has said that he has really worked at his game at blocking since this offense doesn't call for a lot of passing. Fletcher wide to the left. Hancock takes it himself on the option play. He's got running room. He's got the first down. He's up to the 40-yard line. Don Scott to make the tackle on Hancock.
Hancock, the quarterback, not only, 14 of 34. He's a senior starting quarterback. He's only rushed the ball 30 times so far coming into the game, but he showed good moves there, breaking to the inside, then the outside. I think if he'd gone and stayed outside, Art, he would have gone a lot farther.
17 yards on the play. 1st and 10. Just inside their own 40-yard line. That's Duncan in motion. Hancock back to throw. And it's intercepted. Mike Yancey again. Yancey. The 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's down to about the 2-yard line. Robert Hancock, the quarterback who overthrew his receiver, made the tackle on the play. Mike Yancey, the 151-pound senior, with the interception. This is nothing new for him. He set career marks, he set season marks for this Patriots team since being with the Patriots.
Hey, the ball was really overthrown, and Yancey, who, as you said, is the career leader, record intercepting leader at Peachtree, has 14 added to his career.
A 58-yard return. They mark it at the 3-yard line. On the dive, no running room. Bill Doherty on the carry.
It looks like the teams are just trying to exchange mistakes here in the first quarter, and the team that can capitalize on the mistakes could take an early first quarter lead.
This Yancey, quite an interesting athlete, Harmon, as you well know. He's a great free safety, as we've seen, but he's also a backup quarterback. He had to come in for Anderson for one game, but Anderson had a bad ankle, and he hit 13 of 19 passes. It's Jeff Anderson at quarterback now. Anderson on the carry. Does he get in? No, not quite. Anderson hit hard by Spencer Nelms, number 75. So it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard to go.
Now, what you do here, you either go off your guard straight ahead and try to dive over the pile, because the defense of Lakeside is going to bury themselves under the offensive line.
Jess Morris in for Bobby Moore at the flanker spot. Everybody in tight. Quarterback sneak, trying to pull his way in, and he did not make it. I would imagine, Harmon, it'd be very, very tough to get through that interior line of Lakeside.
Well, they've only given up 32 points all year long, and they tried the old sneak right up the middle, and everybody, you can see on the replay here, the big defensive line of Lakeside, averaging about 218 pounds per man. Art, what they do, they just overpower the offensive lines of their opponents. Now, they've called timeout to discuss what to do. Do you go for the touchdown and the 6 points, or do you kick the field goal? Now, they have a freshman kicker, Kirk Roach, number 14, who has kicked 4 field goals this year, the longest being 32 yards. So he does have the leg. It's more or less like an extra point, and he has 21 straight extra points. So they have a guaranteed, you might say, 3 points. But when you're so close, do you go after or not? A big decision for the coach, Tom McFerrin, on the sidelines.
Tony Clinton made the initial stop in that mass up front. Has blocked 2 punts, scored twice on them. Tremendous pursuit by Tony Clinton. Let's go down to Jim Huber.
Art, if they do decide to run the ball on this 4th down play, they have got to watch the matchup between number 56 in blue, who is a 5'11", 165-pound offensive tackle named Kevin Norton, against the big man, 225 pounds, Knowles. Unbelievable matchup, and Nelms has been all over him all night long. We'll see how it goes right now.
Many teams have run away from Nelms, thus the far side of the defensive line getting most of the action this year. They've triple-teamed him, they've double-teamed him. Let's see, it's 4th and less than a yard. The quarterback pitches back to Dougherty. He doesn't make it. What a tackle by Steve Campbell. He got some help from Darrell Hampshire. What a defensive stop with 3:45 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, again, they just overpowered everybody, and I thought they had it with the outside, but somebody missed their linebacker, and if you look at the replay, there were 2 defenders there who were not blocked. This is the sign of that super defense we spoke so much of.
So the backs to the wall now for Lakeside. But they're feeling very lucky right now. Hancock at quarterback. And he just tries to get it out of there. Mike Medina, a junior, in on the play. He's only 5'6", 145 pounds, a linebacker, but very quick. We mentioned earlier, Peachtree relies on their reaction and their reading rather than the power and the strength up front.
You know what they do, the Patriots of Peachtree, they run a gap-control defense. They don't blitz a lot. That's to assign a player to take a gap, try to confuse the offensive line as to where they're going to be.
Ken Jarvis coming into the ball game for Peachtree, and coming out Mike Medina.
Good job, Steve.
Bradley on the carry. So give it a 3rd and 6 yards to go for the Lakeside first down.
You mentioned Ken Jarvis. That's Pat Jarvis' son. He's a senior. Pat Jarvis just re-elected sheriff of DeKalb County. His son, a senior, down to number 53 on the defense in blue.
Bradley and Duncan, your running backs out of the eye. Duncan, the deep man. So it goes to Bradley. Bradley, very little fumble maybe on the play. Let's check it.
Hold it.
He scouted back.
4th down.
He got it back. As you can hear, it'll be 4th down.
4th down.
So Jeff Dudman gets another try. This will be his 3rd punt already of the first quarter with 1:57 remaining.
You know, I would imagine there's a little pressure on the punter, too. Way back, deep in his own end zone. He'll be back, about 2 yards from the end line, about 3 yards from the end line. The wind will beat his back, though, on the field.
Paul Sorrell was the guy closest to the ball. Great quickness, Sorrell. Takes his time with the punt, gets a beautiful high-hanging punt away at the 40-yard line, and hit immediately was Bobby Moore. 34 yards on a nice hang on that punt. And it was Danny Spinks in to make the blasting tackle. No fair catch called for, and he was free game. So 1:29 remaining in the first quarter. Still no score from North DeKalb Stadium.
He must be watching Reggie Smith, you know. They've called a timeout on the field. So.
With no score in the ball game, Lakeside versus Peachtree. We'll be back after this.
Cows of America.
All right, I'll say a word, and you say the first thing you think of. Cold.
Milk.
Fresh.
Milk.
Good.
Milk.
Santa Claus.
Milk.
Santa Claus is milk?
It's what I want for Christmas. Am I crazy, Doc?
No, you're in a milk commercial. Nurse, the finale, please.
Milk's the cold, the fresh, the hardy. Milk's the one.
Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
Del Taco's got tacos that are overflowing, piled so high you got to eat them with 2 hands. Big, tender burritos stuffed so full of flavor they're a meal in themselves. So come to Del Taco, where everything's tasty, fresh, and there's lots of it.
At Del Taco, the hottest place in town. Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
What's up, you ask? It's Levi's on the field, off the field, Clothes that can take a real workout. On the field. Levi's on the field, off the field. From tank tops and track shorts. Hey, great color. To warm-up suits. Levi's on the field, off the field. Perfect for hitting homers. Or just catching some TV at home. Try them.
Available at Davison's.
First and 10 for Peachtree. Doherty gets off right guard. Close to a first down. He rambles 9 yards before Danny Spinks catches up with him from his left cornerback spot. So Doherty, who's been the most prolific runner on this Peachtree ball club, gets a nice first down run. Let's go down to Jim Huber.
Art, you say that women don't play a part in football? Well, behind me you see some pretty ones, and across the field you see one in stripes. Her name is Susan Alexander. She's 22 years old. She's been a referee for 2 years. She says she's going to be the first one in the NFL. Back up to you.
Doherty again, and he takes it for the first down, moving over the 30-yard line with 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Daryl Hanchard making the tackle on Doherty.
I think that's a real good idea to have some lady officials, don't you? Adds a little color to the game. The guys will watch their language a little bit on the sidelines.
Harmon, she says she's going to be the first official in the NFL.
Hey, they ought to have more women.
Some of that language.
Have more women in the NFL. At least they can make their minds up on some things. These NFL officials have really had trouble lately.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line. 36 seconds remaining first quarter. Anderson hands to Azar this time, and he moves his way to the 25. Spencer Nelms once in again to make the tackle. Nelms along with number 54, Hanchard, Daryl Hanchard. Azar, the senior tailback. His best game of the season, 92 yards, catching 2 passes for 53 yards, returning a kickoff 95 yards for a touchdown, returned 3 punts for 85 yards, all that against Henderson. Second down, 8 yards. Second and 7, and there's the buzzer that ends the first quarter. So this very important game between 2 unbeaten teams, Peachtree and Lakeside. The first quarter, after 1 quarter, no score.
What's up, you ask? It's Levi's on the field, off the field. Clothes that can take a real workout. On the field. Levi's on the field, off the field. From tank tops and track shorts. Hey, great color. To warm-up suits. Levi's on the field, off the field. Perfect for hitting homers. Or just catching some TV at home. Try them.
Available at Davison's.
Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, our tacos are piled high with lean beef, cheese, and all the fixins. Burritos are so big and full of flavor, they're a meal in themselves. And now add extra snap to your meal with Del Taco's new nachos. The price is irresistible, too.
At Del Taco, the hottest place in town. Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, your hot stuff.
As we begin the second quarter, it is second down. Make it 6 yards to go for Peachtree on the 25 of Lakeside. Anderson back to pass. They're double covering the receiver he's throwing to, and he wisely threw it over his head. It was intended for number 42, Hal Fine. Fine and Dave Helms, wide receivers, alternating between plays, bringing the plays in. Steve Johnston and Danny Spinks covering defensively on the 2 team, but Anderson deciding to throw into the double team. Anderson has thrown coming into this game for 850 yards in just 8 games. He's also rushed for 113. Third down and 6. Anderson dropping straight back again. Everyone covered right now, and he's going to have to run with it. Gets over the 25, down to about the 21, met by Steve Campbell.
You know, it's really funny how in a big game you can throw stats out a lot of times, because it's so funny that they've been running on Lakeside, which is supposedly so tough against the run. You're supposed to be able to pass on him, but yet he's had trouble. He was looking for the screen pass, then they had that well cover. They smelled it out. He tried to run the other side, and the guys came up so fast. Just a good all-around defensive play by the Lakeside Vikings.
We might see them go to the tight end pretty soon, too. John Stamper, who's their leading receiver, mainly because the wide receiver is being double-teamed by Lakeside. No score in the ball game. Anderson with a little roll. And he's got it to his man, just as we mentioned, the tight end, John Stamper. Stamper, 26 catches. That's number 27 on the year for 298 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's only 5'10", 154 pounds. You know, last year, Art, we were talking to the coach today. They had a tight end of a 6'5", 230 who got a scholarship to Duke. He had big shoes to fill, and he has 27 receptions now.
So a first down at the 15-yard line for Peachtree. Their second serious penetration of the ball game. Doherty can't go anywhere. Tony Clinton and Bo Cohn in to make the stop. Cohn from his linebacker spot. First quarter, we see Lakeside with 31 yards, Peachtree with only 20, and only 1 first down for both teams. Peachtree, of course, getting most of their yardage on a Yancey interception. Azar and Doherty, your split backs. The option, the quarterback forced to keep it after fine defense. They turned him in. Dudman making the tackle on Anderson. Correction, Tony Clinton to make the stop.
Tony Clinton's one of their 2 best defensive linemen. He's on the same side. He's a right defensive end, right aside Spencer Nelms, who they consider the blue chip defensive lineman in the state of Georgia. USC's after him. He can go to any college he wants to, but he really came down the line then, Art. Good pursuit. Again, augmenting what we said earlier about the tough defensive line of Lakeside.
Not only is he one of the top 25 in the state of Georgia, but academically he's very high, and he's also a very articulate, nice gentleman. We've had a lot of fun talking with him over the last season. Anderson back. It's good blocking. You see that blocking, and he gets it away to his tight end once again, Stamper. And Stamper moves down to the 6-yard line. It'll be a 4th down for Peachtree. Let's see what they decide to do. Also in the decision, Harmon Wages, has got to be the fact that Lakeside has a very good field goal kicker.
Yeah, I was mentioning a while ago when I thought they would go. They're calling a timeout again to discuss it. They get 3 timeouts per half. I believe that's the second one. You know, a while ago they didn't kick the field goal and it didn't work. This time I think they will.
With 8 minutes and 49 seconds remaining before halftime, no score in the ball game. We'll be back after this.
Hello, I'm Officer Tom Pollock with the Special Task Force on Missing Children. We're all concerned about the safety of our children nowadays. With me here today is a true friend of children everywhere, Ronald McDonald.
Thank you, Officer Pollock. Here are some golden rules of safety that I would like everyone to remember. First, never go anywhere with someone you don't know, and never accept rides or money from a stranger. Second, don't play in empty buildings or alleys alone. And third, if a stranger does bother you, be sure that you tell a police officer. They're your friends. And if you can't find a police officer, tell your teacher or your parents or the mailman or the bus driver. And if you have any information on suspicious strangers, call the Special Task Force at 658-6818 in Atlanta or contact your local police department. You can get your detailed safety tips at your neighborhood McDonald's.
Peachtree, 9 plays to the 6-yard line, 4th down, and too much time.
I tell you, I think there was movement on the defensive side that time. I believe that's what it was.
It was
all sides. Yeah. So what they did, Art, they went up to the line on a 4th and goal, 4th and 1, really at the 5-yard line, and they gave a quick count to draw Lakeside offsides, and they did.
Put it on a 3.
Chip DiBartola comes in at the right corner spot.
Let's go!
for the Lakeside defense now. That'll give them the first down and goal to go.
Encroachment, defense.
And 1 yard on the scoreboard, but it looks like a 2-yard situation to me, maybe 3. What a break on that movement. Doherty, touchdown.
He went straight ahead. It was just straight ahead. Quarterback handoff, man, right behind the guard tackle and the little tight end. They just overmanned him that time, which is really surprising because they were so tough on the drive before. Arch, remember, down at the other end of the field, and they held him.
Kurt Roach. He's only a freshman. He'll try the extra point. He gets up, and it is good. And so with 8:44 remaining to be played before halftime, we've got Peachtree 7, Lakeside nothing.
The Brown Arrowhead Clinic points out that what is often referred to as whiplash is a painful injury that affects the neck, back, spine, and nervous system. If you suffer back and neck pain and have as yet been unable to find relief, perhaps there's someone who can relieve your pain. Dr. Harry W. Brown of the Brown Arrowhead Clinic is experienced with injuries resulting from accidents that affect the neck, spine, and nervous system. Call Dr. Harry W. Brown at the Brown Arrowhead Clinic in the Arrowhead Mall.
Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
Del Taco's got tacos that are overflowing, piled so high you got to eat them with 2 hands. Big, tender burritos stuffed so full of flavor they're a meal in themselves. So come to Del Taco, where everything's tasty, fresh, and there's lots of it.
At Del Taco, the hottest place in town. Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
And Jeff Anderson, the Peachtree quarterback, came over to talk to his coach. His coach said 2 things to him. Let's go with our first old reliable and then give it to 33, our old reliable. They did that. They got the first down. They got the penalty. And they did it again. They got the touchdown. Art?
Doherty, an 8-yard run, passes to their tight end twice, a key penalty, 10 plays. Time of possession, 4:45 for the first score of this ball game. Line drive kickoff. Taken out of the air by Bradley. And Bradley up to the 29. 1st and 10 Lakeside from their own 29-yard line. The quarterback now will be Kevin Anthony for Lakeside. Wayman Creel likes to alternate quarterbacks for his first half. He'll put Hancock in for his first quarter and Anthony for the second quarter. Then we'll go with a hot hand from there. Chip Bates, number 32, also in at fullback. It's Duncan. And Duncan pulling his way over the 35-yard line to about the 36. Duncan we're used to, Harmon.
Yeah, I know. 610 yards coming into the game. You know, you're talking about your quarterbacks a while ago, Hancock and Anthony. Wayman Creel usually starts Hancock because he's a senior. He said neither one has really won the job outright.
Stay tuned tonight for all the available high school scores on 11 Live Newsroom coming up at 11. Duncan again. Nice veer to the outside. First down at the 48-yard line. Mike Yancey finally making the stop. Yancey's had a whale of a defensive ball game so far.
Now that looks like the Wayman Creel offense that we're used to. He grinds them up, spits them out. He runs over them and around them. He's got Duncan, a good back who has speed, and he has quickness when he goes through the line. Now they seem to have the execution down.
Junior Joe Parker out at left tackle. Jeff Weber, a senior, comes in for him on the defense for Peachtree. 7:30 remaining. Peachtree up by 7. Duncan again. This time, no running room as he edges his way toward the 50-yard line. Give him a couple of yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8 now for Lakeside. Steve Hicks making the tackle from the left defensive end spot. We certainly would like to thank Elmer Morrow, Director of Athletics of DeKalb County, and his staff for working closely with Jack Leese, our program director, and getting the arrangements worked out to air tonight's game. Carlisle over the ball at center. Anthony, your quarterback, out of the eye. Fake to Duncan. Back to pass. Complete. Schaefer, Edward Schaefer, the tight end. He's a big guy, 6'1", 203-pound sophomore. Bobby Moore making the tackle.
Yeah, this Ed Schaefer, the sophomore tight end who caught it, is a long line of Schaefers. He's the fourth brother to play on the Lakeside Vikings. He had brothers Bruce, John, and Josh. John a middle guard, John a tight end, and both of them on scholarships at the Citadel.
A big first down for Lakeside at the 34-yard line. And off to Bates. And Bates for the first down. Yancey on the tackle along with Steve Knowles, number 50. Good ball control.
I'll say so. Chip Bates and Jim Bradley, they alternated the fullback. This is Bates, number 32. He's carried the ball only 47 times this year, 199 yards, but they use the two fullbacks a lot of times, either bring in plays or they use the guards to bring in plays. Duncan being their number one back. Let's go!
Livingston in the slot to the near side. The split end is Fletcher. It's a 1st and 10. They've been running well to the right. This time, Duncan cuts back over the center and makes 5. Rick Duncan able to change his course. He's met by Steve Knowles. Duncan's best game this year, 183 yards against South Gwinnett on 27 carries. Also ramming the goal line twice for touchdowns. He had 103 yards against Newton County, Harmon.
He's carried the ball tonight 8 times for 34 yards.
2nd down and 6 now for Lakeside. 4 linebackers now for Peachtree. Almost like the old belly play, but it doesn't go anywhere with Chip Bates on the carry. The 179-pound junior is stopped for a loss. Brad Merkel in the middle linebacker spot making the initial hit. So with 5:28 remaining here in the 2nd quarter, we've got a 3rd down. Make it 7 yards to go for the first down. The ball resting right there on the 20-yard line. The white-shirted Lakeside Vikings.
They're 0-3 on 3rd down conversions.
Fletcher to the near side. Livingston goes to the far side. Tries for the tight end, but it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage or deflected at the line of scrimmage and is off its course. It was intended for Schaefer on a little turn in, so it'll be 4th down. And the situation is that Peter Krause will be checking into the ball game. Krause has hit a 49-yarder. That was last year. He was 10 out of 13 last year, 6 from 45 or more. And the ball placement on the 27 for a 37-yard field goal try by Peter Krause. He's coming back from an ankle injury. Is it long enough? It's certainly high. It is. No good. Off to the right.
I tell you what, he certainly had the range. The ball was going up there. It looked like he was kicking into the wind. He's a sidewinder, and they hook him right to left. That time, though, he overplayed it, and the ball was to the right. So now Peachtree takes over again, leading 7-0, 4:55 to go in the first half.
Krause with an ankle injury coming out of soccer and has never really got backed up to the par that he was last year. Last year, for instance, against Tucker, it was a 12-0 ball game at Lakeside, and he had all the points. Lakeside moving the ball a little bit better this year, though. Handoff up the middle to Azar on a 1st and 10 situation from Peachtree.
Easy. 2nd down, 8.
You can hear the officials. 2nd and 8.
I would imagine Wayman Creel, who coaches the defense, he coaches the offense, but his defensive coordinators, they're going to blitz quite a bit. They'll send those 5 men. They run a 5-down lineman. Sometimes they go to a 4-3. They think they're going to pass, but 5-down linemen. They'll also blitz 1 or 2 linebackers. They try to stir up the quarterback's head.
Lots of pressure. Sometimes they'll even throw 8 guys at you.
Absolutely.
7-0 Peachtree. 2nd and 8 now for the Patriots. No running room at all. Completely anticipated by Big John Porter, who's 6'2", 227 pounds. Billy Doherty just had no place to go. So make it 3rd and 7. Ball at the 23-yard line.
They have 31 yards rushing now, the Peachtree Patriots.
3 minutes, 46 seconds remaining.
And they're 1 of 6 on third down conversions.
Bobby Moore to the near side. It's Helms to the far side. Let's see on the third down situation if they decide to put it up in the air, leading 7-0. The option play. Back to Azar. Oh, what a tackle. Mike O'Neill, Danny Spinks.
4th down and almost 4.
Tell you what, Danny Spinks playing quite a ball game tonight. You know, we've called his name several times, number 55 for the Lakeside Vikings. Now this time, there was a blocker on him after the quarterback pitched the ball, but he got up and still made the tackle.
A good hit after being on the ground. The punt edging over toward the sideline. Robert Hancock or Fletcher lets it go out. With 2 minutes and 51 seconds still remaining, Lakeside a chance to tie this ball game up. Ball placement almost to the 42-yard line, where Lakeside takes over after the 24-yard punt.
The problem that Lakeside is going to have is they're not a real passing team, and only 2:51 to go. They're going to have to hurry to get the ball down into the end zone.
Kevin Anthony serving Livingston to the far side. Fake to Duncan. Anthony letting a long one go. The man is there. And oh, what a beautiful defensive play. Jess Morris, as the ball was slightly underthrown, intended for Livingston. He uncorked that ball, Harmon.
He threw that ball about, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 to 50 yards in the air. And had he thrown it 3 yards further, it would have been a long, big play we were just talking about. They're going to have to hurry to get down there because they usually run. But a great defensive move by number 35, Jeff Morris. The ball, he was beat, though, Art. He was deep.
We saw the speed that time of Livingston, but he never got a chance to catch the ball after a nice reach in by Jess Morris. Duncan, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage. A beautiful anticipation by Steve Knowles, number 50. So at 2:30, the Peachtree Patriots with a chance to get the ball back again, maybe, as it's third down, 13 yards to go for a Lakeside first down. David Jennings bringing in the play. Jennings at left guard next to Carlisle.
Lakeside 0 for 4, third down conversions.
Rick Duncan way over near the sideline. Man in motion, Livingston. An unfortunate pass intended for Livingston on the play. On a one-on-one coverage that time, number 33, Bill Doherty, going both ways tonight.
Really at a disadvantage because, you know, Peachtree was back. They knew they had to throw the ball. They had the receiver wide out there. They're trying to split the seam, and they're not a passing team. So I'm surprised they were throwing as much as they came out throwing, speaking of Lakeside.
Dudman will be your punter. Twin safeties standing on their 30-yard line. Nice reach in on the rush. Bobby Moore. And he's met very hard by Daniel Griffin. Griffin, a junior, making the tackle after the 36-yard punt. With 1 minute, 44 seconds remaining in the second quarter, the clock is rolling. Peachtree leading at 7-0. Let's see what they plan to do. Not bad field position, considering they're a good passing team.
Absolutely, averaging 350 yards offense the last 6 games, many through the air.
Ball placement at the 26-yard line. They give it to Doherty on the draw, and he gets at least 5-yard line, 5 yards up the middle, where he's met by Spencer Nelms.
Here we go. Second
Nelms
down
now with 5 tackles for Lakeside. Let's go down to Jim Huber.
Art, we've had our first injury of the game, unfortunately, or fortunately, it wasn't on the field, whichever way you want to look at it. One of the band members who was carrying a drum fell down the steps and broke his arm. Back to you.
The pass, a dangerous one, let go. Hanging on him was Tony Clinton as Anderson got the ball away to down it. So it will be third down. And, of course, no loss of yardage.
Anderson, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. He's hard to bring down, and he did the smart move. He got rid of the ball without risk of the interception.
Anderson only 2 for 6, though, for 14 yards and 1 interception in this ball game.
I tell you what, though, Art, he has an arm. We saw him zip a couple in there.
That's right. It's been 2 passes to his tight end that really moved Peachtree into scoring position for their touchdown. Doherty makes it to the 35-yard line. Shy of a first down by 2 yards with 58 seconds left in the second quarter.
4th and 2.
Mike Rowe making the tackle on Doherty.
Well, they don't make it again, so now the Peachtree Patriots are 1 for 8 on 3rd down conversions.
Rowe is 6 feet tall, 210 pounds. He didn't play last week because of an ankle injury. He split his hand during practice, but he is tremendous. He had 8 tackles, 3 assists, and 2 sacks against Henderson. Timeout down on the field with 46 seconds before the second quarter ends. 7-0. Peachtree is leading it, and they're deciding right now what to do. It's a 4th down and 3. No doubt they'll go to the punt.
You know, what'll happen, change of possession, timeout. And as I recall, Lakeside does have all 3 timeouts remaining in the first half, so they're going to be able to utilize those timeouts if they can get either a bad punt by Peachtree or a good return by one of their fine return men. They do have a lot of speed.
Chip Bates and Lad Fletcher are the deep men standing just outside their own 30-yard line. Techner, Steve Techner, a junior, back to punt, standing on his own 20. End over end, coming Fletcher's way, makes the catch and steps quickly out of bounds. The wise thing to do with 39 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So Lakeside takes over at their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Armin, do you kind of have the idea this game might be won in the last quarter, the way things are going?
Yeah, it's going to come down to that because, you know, Art, in the first quarter, they were both feeling each other out, trying to test out new wrinkles on the offense. Lakeside did. Peachtree moved the ball better than we anticipated on the fine defense of Lakeside. A lot of mistakes and turnovers in the first quarter alone. And we have a lot of viewers here out at the stadium watching us on their portable TVs.
Getting the instant replay. Anthony calling the signals. In motion is Livingston. Anthony tucks it in behind, and he's got Bradley on the carry. Go out of bounds. Bradley at the 46-yard line. It's a first down in only 31 seconds. Very little time ticked off. 31 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Yancey forcing him out of bounds. Of course, he wanted to hustle as quick as he could.
This is a neat way to run a draw play. The quarterback goes back and tucks it from the rear around through the guy's arms, which, you know, you can't see it if you're a defensive lineman the way he did that, because usually you hand it off in the front. Defensive linemen try to read that arm, but this time, the way they put it around the rear, you're chancing the fumble. There's a high risk of fumble there.
Lad Fletcher, David Phoenix, Daniel Griffin, Brian Carlisle, Bill McHenry, Roy Brabson. That's the front line, along with Schaefer, the tight end for Lakeside. Anthony back to throw. He's got his man as he inbounds. Out of bounds, Lad Fletcher. So it'll be 2nd and 10 with 24 seconds still remaining second quarter.
All right.
Peachtree Patriots relying on their secondary a great deal and the quickness of their linebackers.
The clock, Charlie. Charlie.
And there's old Rick Alpert, one of our fine cameramen down there on the sidelines doing the shooting when Jim Huber breaks in.
2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line. Livingston again in motion. Anthony back, looks to the near side. Pump fakes. He's got his man Fletcher. Lad Fletcher. And Mike Yancey makes the tackle, not after a first down, and it stops the clock with 17 seconds. Nice hands catch.
Yeah, they called timeout. Now, here's what happened on that play. The defensive back was getting ready to intercept the ball, and he fell down. It would have been an interception, but he had fallen down, and then alertly, number 9 catches the ball for Lakeside. That was Lad Fletcher.
Fletcher is not known for any blocking at a split end. He's only had B-team experience coming off of the soccer team. He's a junior, but he has great hands, and he has good speed, and he utilized it there.
Well, you don't really find too many wide receivers that enjoy blocking, as I recall. You know, they're the guys that are always the
well,
best.
then you take number 40, though, the wide receiver. Livingston, he's the man in motion most of the time. He has had to learn to block because they just didn't throw that much in the past.
That's true, too.
But Coach Creel saying that he's an outstanding receiver. Coach Creel likes to give credit and should. He's got a tremendous staff. Phil Lindsay, the defensive secondary coach. David Redford, defensive line and defensive coordinator.
Wayman Creel.
Mike Trapney, the offensive line, as Wayman Creel really has put together a fine powerhouse year after year at Lakeside, as has T.S. McFerrin, his 5th year at Peachtree.
You know, Wayman Creel has been coaching in Atlanta 32 years.
McFerrin, 16 years of experience. 1st and 10 from the 30. And the turnover gives the ball to Peachtree, but 12 seconds on the clock. Bradley the fumble, Sorrell the pickup on the fumble. The 6'3", 190-pound senior.
You remember a while ago, Art, I told you when you run that draw play and you stick the ball around from the rear side, you risk the fumble. Here's exactly what happened. He tried to come around from behind and put the ball to the running back. He hit him on the side or, around the kidney area. Ball fell down. A big turnover. That's the risk you run when you try that rear fumble, as they call it, the rear draw play.
And there's the horn that ends the first half, setting the scene for what should be a great second half. The score, Peachtree 7, Lakeside nothing. Let's go down to the field now to Jim Huber.
Art, I've got J.T. McFerrin, the coach of Peachtree right now, and this is basically just about what you expected out of this game.
Well, Jim, we're glad to have 7 points, but I wish we had the 7 that we didn't get in on the 1-yard line down there. They kept us out of the end zone. We're going to need some more points.
Tough defense, isn't it?
It's a great defensive game. I just hope we move the ball the second half.
What do you do different in the second half against this club? Do you change anything at all?
Well, we try to get some of our blocking schemes ironed out in the dressing room and see what they've been doing to us to stop us. But hopefully we move the ball a bit better the second half.
Okay, could it be a 7-0 game?
I'd take it right now. I'd be very pleased with it. Sure.
You call it off right now?
I'd call it off right now.
Well, we got a lot of commercials to make up, so you better not. Good luck. See you next time. Back to you, Art.
Thank you, Jim Huber. Art Ekman and Harmon Wages up in the booth. We'll be right back with some halftime activities right after these messages.
Del Taco, your hot stuff.
At Del Taco, our tacos are piled high with lean beef, cheese, and all the fixins. Burritos are so big and full of flavor, they're a meal in themselves. And now add extra snaps to your meal with Del Taco's new nachos. The price is irresistible, too.
At Del Taco, the hottest place in town. Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, your hot stuff.
I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, and I have $100,000 invested in my car. And I have confidence in the Kendall oil I use.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm Dave Woods, and I have 6,000 hard-earned bucks in this car. You know what oil I use? Kendall. Not because he likes Kendall, but because I like Kendall. Helps keep my engine running clean and purring like a kitten. So maybe it's not a $100,000 race car, but I treat her like one.
Shop nationwide, superstores in Decatur and Smyrna.
Just 1 calorie. Tap Cola. What a beautiful drink. Tap Cola. For beautiful people. Tap Cola. It's beautiful to be so good and sugar-free. Tap.
Dyer & Dyer received a shipment of Volvo diesels. They're the ones that get 38 miles per gallon on the road. They're the ones that get 28 miles per gallon in a city. They're the ones that disappear from our showroom faster than we can get our hands on them. The new shipment of Volvo diesels just arrived at Dyer & Dyer. So come on down and take a look at these snazzy little Volvos. That is, while they last.
One of the great things about high school football is the pageantry, and down on the field right now is the Lakeside High School Band, and of course the flag thrower. They're just wrapping up their first song, and we'll go down to them in a few minutes as Harmon, I, and Jim experienced today, the great spirit perpetuated by the bands and the rally squads, the cheering that goes on as we had evidenced the pep rallies today.
They had a big bonfire last night, too, over at Lakeside. Had a big pep rally today. I'm trying to decide which pep rally was the loudest, because Peachtree was deafening, and then Lakeside was just equally as loud. The enthusiasm of high school football, you know, my fondest memories are high school football, not the college or the pro days, but, you know, the times when you senior prom and all those things, the guys that you grow up with playing ball together.
Let's go down and pick up some of the music of the Lakeside High School Band. Lakeside High School Band. 11 Alive Football is being brought to you in part by Del Taco, where the food and service are hot stuff and so are you. And by Davison's and your neighborhood McDonald's. You can count on McDonald's for the break you deserve. 11 Alive likes to recognize as many high school football teams throughout a season as we possibly can cover. And we've covered quite a few this year, several rated teams as well as non-rated teams. Jim Huber has put together a halftime piece for us that I think you'll truly appreciate, and some of your ball clubs will be on that halftime piece. So let's go to Jim Huber.
It is, in essence, the only game in town for hundreds of thousands of people. It is their life. More could probably tell you who their town's starting left guard is than could tell you who plays quarterback for the Falcons. For a solid 4 months a year, and some much longer than that, their lives revolve around high school football. It is a rite of fall, a religion worshipped fervently by millions in our state alone. In Griffin, for instance, the Booster Club there has pledged to raise $750,000 for the football atmosphere, and they will do it. Why? Well, Griffin High School just happens to be the #1 football team in the state, but it might be number 148, and the townsfolk would still flock to its shrine because it's the only game in town. In Cartersville, a young kid from the projects named Robert Levette could be elected mayor tomorrow, most likely. Why? Well, he just happens to be one of the few running backs in Georgia history ever to rush for over 5,000 yards, but he might just as well have run for 500. Doesn't matter. He is the star of the high school football team. It helps to be a winner, of that there's little doubt. But don't tell the boosters of Berkmar High, losers of 4 in a row at one stage, disheartened for sure, but did that matter when their team lined up one Friday night to play arch rival Parkview? Both teams might just as well have been unbeaten. Parkview was at the time, but not after the game. Berkmar's faithful and high school football boosters in general kind of knew that might happen. The old any given Friday night keeps your spirits above water. Why, anything can happen when a bunch of kids get together on a cool, crisp Friday night. Do you think perhaps that this was planned? Well, it might have been.
This surely was. Norcross had no chance of upsetting Central Gwinnett. At least that's what their respective records said. But watch the tricks and the treats. Norcross didn't upset Central that night, but plays like that kept the faithful hoping. And of course, what keeps most high school football communities vibrant during a fall is their own individual star. Levette's in Cartersville. Calvin Jones at Wills High School. The entire murderous Marietta defense, which went 6 games this year without giving up a single point. Knox Culpepper, Lovett's great linebacker. Ken Volkmar of College Park. Tyrone Sorrells, who splits his time with Buford between tight end and defensive tackle. Just a few. There are, of course, many more. Each school has at least one. It is part of the ritual. But more than the stars, more than the tricks, more than the hoping and the dreaming and the boasting, more than all of that, high school football is an atmosphere, a moment, a lifetime. It is as much a part of fall as brown leaves and new sweaters. You ask why we would invest 2 hours of primetime television to bring you high school football tonight? Why, it's the only game in town.
Nice piece, Jim Huber. 7-0, Peachtree over Lakeside here at halftime, and we've got the Peachtree High School band down on the field right now. As you can see, some lighted torches. Let's go down and listen to the Peachtree band. School band. Harvard Wages, it's an interesting game as far as statistics are concerned. It's almost misleading in certain places.
It is certain things. One thing that's not misleading, Art, is, you know, the possession time. You have 12:35 for Lakeside, 11:25 for Peachtree, so there you're more or less even. The difference comes in the rushing, where Lakeside has 70 yards rushing and Peachtree has 39. First downs, Lakeside 6, Peachtree has 5. And you go on down there with fumbles. Lakeside fumbled 3 times. They only lost 1. Their turnovers, Lakeside had 2 turnovers. There's been a difference there. One key in the game is Coach Tom McFerrin said when he was talking to Jim down the sideline, he wished he'd scored when they were down here on this end, when they had the ball in their 4th and goal. He could have gone with Kirk Roach to kick a field goal for an easy 3, but he elected to go, hopefully, for the 7 points, but didn't work out there.
It was after the interception by Yancey that set up that entire situation. And then the passing game, even though he's completed even though Anderson has completed only 2 passes, both of those were to his tight end, and they proved very valuable, plus a penalty, a motion penalty down near the goal line, proved to be a big key in that scoring plunge by Doherty.
That's very true, very true. It's an even game, more or less. A lot of turnovers. I think in the second half, Art, what we're going to have is a more well-executed offense by both teams, because they're trying to settle down. And, you know, knowing the Lakeside team and Wayman Creel have been around 32 years, he's going to have a motivated comeback out, because this is a big game.
When we come back, Jim Huber will be talking with Wayman Creel. Right now, with the score 7-0 Peachtree over Lakeside. We'll be back in a moment.
Sharing each and every day, and caring to help you Partners in your future, there's a lot you need to know. Teaching's more than showing how, it's helping people grow.
Today's teachers, partners in our children's future.
Cows and America. Milk's the cold, the fresh, the milk's the one, milk's the smooth, the cool, the real, the good. Milk's the one, milk's the cold, the fresh, the milk's the one.
Tonight, Del Taco will present 100 coupons to each team for a Del Taco meal. Del Taco, where the food and service are hot stuff, and so are you.
And we want to say hello back to the Peachtree High School seniors, saying hello to Art and myself. We appreciate a lot of enthusiasm shown today for both of us out there, and Jim Huber and both pep rallies teams coming back on the field and warming up.
Jim Huber down on the field now has the Lakeside coach. Let's go down to Jim.
Art, I've got Wayman Creel here. Wayman, what do? You're down 7-0 going into the second half. It's not a bad position to be in. Obviously, you'd rather be up 7, but what do you change? Do you change anything at all?
Well, one thing we got to do is get a little better field position. They kept us backed up, and we gave them some pretty good field position, particularly first quarter and a half. So we moved the ball a little bit on them later on, but we're just going to have to try to keep plugging away and hope we can come up with 2 touchdowns. I hope we can keep them from scoring this half.
Could this thing wind up a 7-7 game? Did you expect it to be this tight?
Oh, yeah, we knew. You know, they're a real fine football team. And, of course, we knew it was going to be a tough ball game. And, of course, if it ends up 7-7, then we'll have 2 5-minute overtime periods. So we hope it's not 7-7 at the end of the game. We hope we're ahead. But we got our work cut out for us, and we know it.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Art.
We'll be back with the opening kickoff of the second half after this.
If you have pain in the lower back, a dull ache, a burning sensation, even impinged nerves, this could be caused by improper lifting, straining the muscles, or hurting your spine. It's possible for the pain to move downward to the thighs, knees, feet, and toes. Your discomfort may vary from spasms to a burning sensation to a dull ache. Perhaps Dr. Harry W. Brown of the Brown Arrowhead Clinic can solve your problems. Call 477-0605 for an appointment.
I found silver, loads of it. Silver? Yep, there's silver under them golden arches. In McDonald's $5 million silver mine game. Match a piece and win up to $50,000 in cash or silver. Or win food prizes instantly, like a Big Mac, regular fries, or a Coke.
We won $25,000!
Can't burn it. Come play McDonald's $5 million silver mine game. Hand out for them, right, Ethel?
If your time is your money, it makes sense you save money when you bring your car to Mr. Pride. I timed this car, and it took less than 15 minutes from the time it pulled in till we got through buffing it. That's faster than you could do it yourself. Better, too. Test after test, both in car care laboratories and on the line, prove that professional care protects your car best. So protect your car, save your time and your money, all at any Mr. Pride full-service car wash.
Dyer & Dyer received a shipment of Volvo diesels. They're the ones that get 38 miles per gallon on the road. They're the ones that get 28 miles per gallon in the city. They're the ones that disappear from our showroom faster than we can get our hands on them. The new shipment of Volvo diesels just arrived at Dyer & Dyer. So come on down and take a look at these snazzy little Volvos. That is, while they last.
Seven to nothing. That team right there, Peachtree over Lakeside here at halftime. Both schools with great football traditions. Peachtree's most sought-after player last year was lineman Tommy Rose. He's now at Tulane. There's a Peachtree athlete on that number 2 ranked Georgia Bulldog team from the Rover back, the starting Rover, Chris Welton.
Second half, Lakeside will be kicking off to Peachtree. Peachtree in blue. As we view them, they'll be going right to left. Should be an exciting second half because, you know, Wayman Creel is not used to being down 7-0. And he came in here a 1-point underdog in this game. Peachtree a 1-point favorite, but they will have the ball. We'll see what happens because Peachtree's only tie. They haven't lost any games. Came to Stone Mountain 7-7. And Lakeside was tied by Tucker 0-0. That was a rain game, a lot of mud.
Stay tuned for all the available high school scores coming up on 11 Alive Newsroom at 11 on our sports report. And we know there's a lot of great ones out there. The Quad A #1 Griffin versus #4 Fayette County, both 9-0 going into tonight's action. Warner Robins, for instance, 9-0. They're rated #2. Playing Northside, their crosstown rival, 8-1. Kicking off will be Peter Kraus, and Azar is the deep man standing all the way back at the 2-yard line, so he's anticipating a normal Peter Kraus kickoff. 7-0 Peachtree. Here we go. Kraus gets a lot of leg into it. A sidewinder at the 5. Azar fakes the handoff and is smothered at the 18-yard line. Good support by Nelms.
Thank you.
And coming off the bottom of the pile, Azar had to feel that one, Harmon, at 225 pounds of Nelms.
Yeah, he did. You know, Wayman Creel said to Jim Huber a moment ago, we've got to have better field position. One way you start doing that is good coverage on the kickoff, hold Peachtree, have them punt the ball into the wind, have the ball around the 50.
Your quarterback is Anderson, Billy Doherty, and Azar, the split running backs. Doherty makes it over the 20-yard line. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. It was Bo Cohn, the linebacker, and Nelms making the stop.
Second down, about 6.5. 2 and 6.
Doherty now has 25 yards on the night. Came into the game with 135 carries, 834 yards. Number 33, 5'11", 165-pound senior.
Fine to the near side, and Moore is in the slot. 2nd and 7 on the keeper. Anderson moving his way close to the first down stick, just shy.
3rd down and 1.
It'll be a 3rd and 1.
Thank you. 3rd and 1.
Notice the referee down there explaining to the players themselves what the situation is. Mike Rowe making the stop on their quarterback Anderson.
It's a big down for Peachtree, being 3rd and 1, trying to get out of deep in their own territory. They're 1 of 8 on 3rd down conversions in the first half.
Anderson, a great leader. They call him a coach on the field. Works very hard. Off-season through 300 footballs a day. He takes it himself for the first down on the option play. First down, Peachtree over the 30-yard line. Tony Clinton added another tackle to a very fine evening for his defensive play from the right defensive end spot.
We've noticed whenever Peachtree has success moving on the Lakeside defense, they run it a wide open option. They run the option just about 75% of the time, but they don't have a whole lot of luck going up the middle. They need to spread them out.
Fine to the near side, and Bobby Moore in the slot once again. 1st and 10 from the 32. On the dive, Doherty breaks loose, and he's nice 8-yard gain. Doherty getting through the line was the big key that time, and then put his head down, Harmon.
He put his head down, he ran over some people, but the key right now, Art, is the Peachtree Big O, the offensive line. They're really manhandling those guys. And Doherty, number 33, looks like he might have injured a thigh or ankle. He's limping out there, wants to come out of the game. So number 21, Craig Taylor, goes in for Doherty, 33, with a slight injury.
Bobby Pettit, a senior, made the stop on Doherty on the play. Craig Taylor it is, a junior, coming in at the fullback spot for Billy Doherty. Timeout, Peachtree, with 9 minutes and 21 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter. It's the Patriots over the Vikings, 7-0. We'll be back to North DeKalb Stadium right after these important words.
Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff. Del Taco's got tacos that are overflowing, piled so high you've got to eat them with 2 hands. Big, tender burritos stuffed so full of flavor they're a meal in themselves. So come to Del Taco, where everything's tasty, fresh, and there's lots of it.
At Del Taco, the hottest place in town. Hot stuff.
At Del Taco, your hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
We know we are not alone in the universe, but tonight they are. Without warning, some films make your flesh crawl. This one goes right through it. The alien terror is here on Earth. And it's coming. Without warning. Rated R.
Now playing at a theater or drive-in near you. Here's the play that Doherty got popped on, Harmon.
You really can't tell what happened. He broke through the line, and when he was going down, the pile-up, it's hard to tell what he did. He might have twisted an ankle right there as it was bent over.
Second down. 2 yards to go for a first down. Just over their own 40-yard line. Peachtree. Anderson hands up the middle. Azar on the carry to the right side. Let's go down to Jim Hubert.
Art, I talked to Billy Dockery on the sidelines as he worked out the injury. It was nothing but a very minor pulled muscle in his thigh. He is back in the game now, obviously, and he's going to be a part of this ball game.
The sticks come out, and Peachtree gets the first down.
Well, third down conversions now. They're 3 of 9, so they have pulled up quite a ways from 0 from 7.
Must be nice for a high school football coach to have a quarterback as intelligent and as sharp as Anderson, who can sit in with the game plan meetings and actually be a part of the coaching staff. Anderson on the rollout on the option play, cuts inside and makes a good 6 yards on the play. Back to Jim Hubert.
We've got a further injury report, this time on the member of the band who was hurt. We understand now that his name is Brad Hansen. He has been taken to the hospital. We understand, it's not confirmed yet, has a broken arm and a broken ankle. Tough ball for the drummer.
Jim, what band is he in? Do you know? Is it Peachtree or Lakeside?
Peachtree. He's in the Peachtree band, Harmon.
Thank you.
It's second down and 4. Looked like he wanted to throw and pitches back. Azar, the ball carrier on the option on the pitch. He checked his tight end, Harmon.
You know, what they're doing is really good because they're maintaining control of the ball. Now, Louis Azar, 26, running back from Peachtree, uses the lower the boom. He goes in head and shoulders, but they're controlling the ball, keeping it away from the offense of Lakeside, which is really not the strong suit of Lakeside.
Third and a yard for Peachtree with 7:51 the remaining third quarter. They lead it 7-0. Anderson yelling an audible as he does so often, and he cuts in on the option for the first down. Danny Spinks finally made the stop on Anderson. Anderson runs that option beautifully.
They run the option about 90% of the time. That's what they run it out of. They try to spread everybody out. The reason behind this, Tom McFerrin, head coach, says, we don't have the muscle to run straight ahead. We need to spread everybody out. I've got a great athlete and quarterback who can run it and a leader like you've been suggesting. So that's why that type of offense.
Jess Morris comes in at the flanker for Bobby Moore. He runs out of the slot, goes over the middle, and it's over the outstretched hands of Hal Fine. Anderson getting rid of it a little too soon that time. Bobby Pinter covering Fine on the play, but Fine had an opening, had an avenue.
He needed to throw the ball a little bit quicker because he had a break right between the two backs that he could have caught the ball.
Anderson 2 for 7 for 14 yards, but those 14 very important on the touchdown drive. Getting the ball to Stamper, his tight end. Second down and 10 now. Number 47 of Lakeside. Anderson pitches. Azar out of bounds. Azar goes out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Late pitch, almost a lateral.
Kind of reminds you of Fran Tarkenton days. You know, he says, you take it, I don't want it, when they come up right on top of him. And it's a tough place to lateral, too. I mean, you're right over there by the sidelines. You know you're going to get hit as soon as you catch the ball. You have nowhere to go. Plus, you're being tackled on the opposing team's sideline.
Number 54, you saw him there, Daryl Hanshard. It's spelled H-A-N-S-A-R-D, but it's pronounced like it was an S-H. Reaching out nicely to get him out of bounds. It's a third down. That'll make it 8 yards to go. Anderson back to pass. He's going deep over the middle. He's got him out in the open. He's got it. Hal Fine Over-the-shoulder catch down to the 6-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Wayman Creel, a very dejected look right now, the head coach of Lakeside looking on. We'll take another look at that. Now, this is the way you're supposed to complete a pass. Goes back, play action, holds the line, throws it deep, and Hal Fine makes a super fine reception, no pun intended. He's a senior, 5'10", 150 pounds.
Doherty with a good block on Rowe to let that pass go and give him the time to go deep. It's 1st and goal. The placement on the 6-yard line, and we've got the timeout. 6 minutes, 44 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Peachtree 7-0, threatening again against Lakeside. We'll be back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Officer Tom Pollock with the Special Task Force on Missing Children. We're all concerned about the safety of our children nowadays. With me here today is a true friend of children everywhere, Ronald McDonald.
Thank you, Officer Pollock. Here are some golden rules of safety that I would like everyone to remember. First, never go anywhere with someone you don't know, and never accept rides or money from a stranger. Second, don't play in empty buildings or alleys alone. And third, if a stranger does bother you, be sure that you tell a police officer. They're your friends. And if you can't find a police officer, tell your teacher or your parents or the mailman or the bus driver. And if you have any information on suspicious strangers, call the Special Task Force at 658-6818 in Atlanta or contact your local police department.
Remember Ronald's safety tips and memorize your local police phone number.
So Wayman Creel.
Yeah, Wayman Creel very dejected.
Very concerned right now. 7-0 Peachtree, and they're knocking on the door again from the 7-yard line. Anderson looking back to pass, lobs it into the end zone for his tight end and overshoots Stamper. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. The big key, of course, that 37-yard pass to Fine. For the first down as Peachtree, Harmon, has had the ball the entire 3rd quarter.
That's the key. Wayman Creel said they've had us deep in our own territory. Now they don't have a chance to get out because they've had the ball since the beginning of the quarter, this long drive. I'll get our fine statistician, John Lauer, who's also our Falcon statistician. We've got the Falcon crew here tonight.
And Kim Anderson, our spotter. 6:39 remaining 3rd quarter from the 7-yard line, a 2nd and goal. A quick one to Fine, right on the goal line. Oh, they call it short. Fine couldn't get in. Just inches away from the goal line. Good quick release, Harmon.
A good quick release, and I'm impressed with Hal Fine because he will catch the ball. He's not afraid to catch it. I was looking at him one time, he missed. He doesn't have the size, though, Art, or the strength to get over the goal line. He's a little guy, 5'10", 150 pounds.
Bo Cohn and Sean Kaufman prevented him from getting into the end zone on the play. So it is 3rd and officially give it a yard to go. Anderson, option, touchdown. 5:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and Peachtree goes 13-0 in front of Lakeside.
Simple option play down the middle. Saw the hole, cut up inside. He can do whatever he wants to, run it even farther down the line or pitch out. 13-0. A little bit later, we'll go into who plays who after who wins tonight, because it's going to go into a region playoff, sub-region.
Kurt Roach. And the little guy gets it up, and it's blocked. Tony Clinton blocking it. All correct. Kurt Roach is quite a story, Harmon, as he came in his first varsity football game in the 2nd game of the year against Tucker and kicked the winning field goal against Tucker. 5:55 remaining 3rd quarter, 13-0 Peachtree. We'll be back to North DeKalb Stadium after these words.
The Brown Arrowhead Clinic points out that what is often referred to as whiplash is a painful injury that affects the neck, back, spine, and nervous system. If you suffer back and neck pain and have as yet been unable to find relief, perhaps there's someone who can relieve your pain. Dr. Harry W. Brown of the Brown Arrowhead Clinic is experience with injuries resulting from accidents that affect the neck, spine, and nervous system. Call Dr. Harry W. Brown at the Brown Arrowhead Clinic in the Arrowhead Mall.
We followed one of Georgia's senior senators to his favorite restaurant, Beef and Burgundy. Well, as you can see, the senator is surrounded by food and people that makes everyone special. Excuse me, Senator, could you give us a comment?
Why, yes, Jim. As I've said many times before, nobody can bake, baste, broil, butter, or batter better than Beef and Burgundy. I think I'll say that again.
Thank you, Senator. From one of Beef and Burgundy's convenient locations, this is
Beef and Burgundy.
Wayman Creel hoping that number 20, Rick Duncan, can get a good run back and give them good field position on the play. The drive 82 yards in 14 plays, and they kept the ball, Harmon, for over 6 minutes. The short one taken on the 23, right up the middle. As he veers off to the left, it's to the 33-yard line. Rick Duncan. David Hunter.
If there's one weakness on Peachtree, it's their kicking game as far as kicking off. Because as you can see right now, Lakeside has the ball on around the 33-yard line. Now, you want to have a better kicker than that.
Good field position for Lakeside to try to get back into this ballgame, trailing 13-0. What a defensive play.
Okay, up easy.
Paul Sorrell met him right at the line of scrimmage. Rick Duncan on the carry. John Scott helping out from the linebacker core.
It's all momentum right now. Momentum all in the Peachtree Patriots side. They have everything going the way, controlled the ball. The defense is out there, well rested. And if both are rested, I'd go with the defense.
Robert Hancock, starting quarterback here in the third quarter. Fakes to Butler. Hangs onto it himself on the option play for a gain of 5 yards. Ron Scott, number 54, making the tackle.
3rd and 5.
There you see Hancock darted in just in time. Ron Scott hanging on for dear life, though, Harmon.
Looks like Notre Dame playing Auburn down there.
3rd and a little less than 5 yards to go for the first down on the 39-yard line of Lakeside. Hancock back, and he hits his man. Livingston, Perry Livingston, out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That'll be good for the first down for Lakeside.
Well, you can always do this, Sarge. You can come out and roll out in the wide of the flat and have your back in the flat. It's a very hard pass to cover. It's an easy pickup of 5 or 6 yards.
Ball placement right on the 45. First down for Lakeside. Fletcher to the far side. And Livingston comes to the near side out of the I formation. You've got Bradley, number 28, and Duncan, number 20. It's Hancock back to pass, going long, and he had a man in the open, and he overshot Livingston on the sideline. Just gave it a big heave, Harmon. His man was in the clear by at least 4 steps. Jess Morris trailing on the play defensively.
It looked like he was a little excited down there, the quarterback, number 10, because, as you said, Livingston was wide open, had the defensive back beat by about 5 yards. And you've got to learn to hit those big ones. They don't come along too often when the guy's wide open. He just kind of threw it and like throwing a prayer.
Hancock pitching back to Duncan. Duncan gets the block he needs. McHenry, Billy McHenry throwing the block on the corner. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go for a Lakeside first down. Jess Morris making the stop.
3.
Hey, Jess Morris is some kind of player. They've been talking about his name all night long, but he really comes up there on Duncan and puts a lick on him. Duncan carrying the ball in the wrong hand. He should have it in the outside arm so he could use his inside arm to shield off those hits that he took right there.
Duncan is really not an inside runner out of that tailback position. He likes to go to the outside, as you can tell right now. Flag, as you can see, very obvious. 3 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Peachtree 13-0.
You covered a lot of high school games during the year. Did you catch Peachtree on any occasion?
Yes, I did. Against Tucker. They were down 14-0 with Tucker in the first 2 possessions scoring, and came slowly, methodically, and confidently back to win it with a field goal by Roach.
You know, Tucker is the only team that tied Lakeside also 0-0. It was a rain game, as I mentioned earlier. These two teams
Illegal procedure was declined.
Was it offside?
Yes.
Offside. And illegal procedure, offsetting penalties. So it'll be 3rd down once again and 3. Butler. Bradley up the middle on the carry.
4th down.
And it'll be a 4th down situation.
That was a very big play because they needed that in order to get down there and score. Time running out in the 3rd period. They've got a chance to win because, as you know, they missed the extra point. Peachtree, so 2 scores and 2 extra points, and they win.
Tony Clinton really with a knack of blocking kicks. Punts as well as extra point tries or field goals. High hanging punt. Fair catch called for. Bobby Moore. And so Peachtree will take over at the 20-yard line. 27-yard kick by Dudman. Peachtree leading at 13-0 now with 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. Lakeside really needs to get on that scoreboard.
If Peachtree is successful as they were coming out in the second half and controlling the ball, Wayman Creel's Vikings are in deep trouble because they had that ball 6:05 first drive.
Doherty breaks through. He gets to the 30-yard line. Steve Campbell, the senior, making the tackle for Lakeside on Doherty for the first down, just beyond the 30-yard line, and he hit that hole quick.
I'll tell you what, it's amazing to see that he only weighs 160 pounds because he certainly looks like he weighs about 185, 190, but he's only 5'10", 160. He's a senior.
Slipped 1 tackle, had to take a 2-man double team to bring him down.
Looks like a long, or there's a tall, slender type guys, lanky type individual.
.159 remaining 3rd quarter, 1st and 10 just beyond their 30-yard line. Azar with a great move and another first down. Super 1 step to the right. He was by the tackler and gets the first down.
Azar's not a big back either. He's 5'8", 155 pounds, also a senior. What a great move he did make.
Stamper got a side block on him to take advantage of that fine delay.
You notice how they're still going to the outside, right side?
At the 41-yard line. Anderson to Doherty. Doherty over the 45 to the 46-yard line. So a gain of about 6 yards.
I tell you what, Art, that right side of the offensive line of Peachtree, guard Jeff Weber, Brad Murkey, Kent Jarvis. He's a center for Peachtree. He's Pat Jarvis' son, by the way.
Look at Doherty bounce off to the 1-man.
13 carries, 49 yards.
Spinks has an odd number for playing the position he does, but that's because he was a B-team nose guard and eventually hopes to get back there. Anderson, as the Lakeside defense catches him now in the 2nd down and 4 situation. He just got back to the line of scrimmage on the play. So 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Anderson having trouble getting up off the play, as you can see there on the screen. Peachtree leading 13-0.
The official, I think, called timeout. It'll be charged to Peachtree. Anderson having some trouble with his ankle or calf. Maybe he had a cramp. Not really sure. Now, Doherty on the sideline being attended to. Looks like he might have injured his left leg in some form down right above the ankle, taping it up.
There you see Doherty on the sideline as well, as Doherty was trying to throw the block for Anderson on the play and got doubled up pretty good. Let's take another look at the play, Harmon. Might be able to see.
You know, again, they go to the right side, and Lakeside now is over-shifting to that side. You really can't say where the injury came, but I would not be surprised to see Peachtree come back with a reverse, Art, because they've been running to the right so much. They're on the right side hash mark. It would not surprise me to see the old trick reverse around because they've been running so much that way.
Another interesting thing, even though he did not make the tackle, was the lateral movement of number 75, Spencer Nelms, on that play. Awesome. You've got to cut inside a guy like that. Yancey at quarterback. This is the second game he's come into quarterback for the Patriots. Lobs one, and it's dropped at the 40-yard line.
Fourth down.
Had it in his hands. Kaufman, Sean Kaufman, intended for Hal Fine.
They made Hal Fine pay his dues this time because, you know, he's caught those two passes, one a long pass. He went down. When he went up with the ball a little bit high, would have been a great catch. He took a shot in the back and really rung his bell one time. That's what defensive backs have to do to those receivers, to make them think about them when they're trying to catch the ball.
Teschner back to do the punting, standing at his own 32-yard line. Beautiful snap. It's a high, wobbly kick away. Taken by Fletcher at the 26-yard line, and he steps out of bounds.
You know, Art, aside from the kicking game, the kick-off game and kick-punting game is bad for Peachtree.
28 yards on the kick. Let's go down to Jim Hubert.
Art, we were just talking to the team doctor for Peachtree, who was retaping Billy Dockery's ankle. He said it's just a mild sprain, nothing more serious than that. He'll go back in the next series. One other point I've got to make. We've been talking so much over the last few days about Lakeside's defense. A bunch of the Peachtree defenders have been standing down here giving me a little bit of grief, and I just figured that I told them to watch the 11 o'clock news tonight. We'll talk about theirs. They sure have played well.
That's right, Jim. They sure have. Okay, that's the end of the third quarter. 13-0 Peachtree over Lakeside. We'll be back after this.
Hello, I'm Officer Tom Pollock with the Special Task Force on Missing Children. We're all concerned about the safety of our children nowadays. With me here today is a true friend of children everywhere, Ronald McDonald.
Thank you, Officer Pollock. Here are some golden rules of safety that I would like everyone to remember. First, never go anywhere with someone you don't know, and never accept rides or money from a stranger. Second, don't play in empty buildings or alleys alone. And third, if a stranger does bother you, be sure that you tell a police officer. They're your friends. And if you can't find a police officer, tell your teacher or your parents or the mailman or the bus driver. And if you have any information on suspicious strangers, call the Special Task Force at 658-6818 in Atlanta or contact your local police department. You can get your detailed safety tips at your neighborhood McDonald's.
Okay, the start of the final period of action. Lakeside from their 31-yard line. That's Duncan with a penalty flag. Duncan on the carry from the new quarterback, Kevin Anthony. Lakeside had the ball in the third quarter, only 3 minutes and 25 seconds compared with 8 minutes and 35 seconds for Peachtree. Let's see if we might be able to hear who the hold was on. Steve Knowles, the defensive captain for Peachtree. As he listens to Jim Griffin.
Yeah, there's Tom McFerrin. Third quarter stats. Lakeside 46 in the air. They rushed for 84. That's not bad. Peachtree 57 and 98.
Peachtree really getting the running yardage up, the rushing yardage up in that third quarter. Going to the outside, the holding penalty, putting the ball back.
First down and 25.
Ball placement on the 16-yard line for Lakeside now as they get pushed back. Do we look for Anthony to go up top?
I think he's going to more or less have to. Of course, they could run the draw play, too, you know.
second in motion. Anthony dropping straight back, and the blitz is on, but he avoids it, gets the ball away beautifully. Chip Bates, and Bates moves it up to the 25-yard line. Nice move by Anthony to get away from the on-rusher.
Okay.
Mike Medina, number 43.
This is the same play they ran the third play of the ball game early in the first quarter. Whenever Lakeside, Art, puts a man in motion, they're going to throw the ball. That's just rule of thumb. They have a man in motion. They are going to the air.
Fletcher to the near side, and Livingston is wide to the far side. Second and 21. Duckett on the carry to the 29-yard line. Still not back to the original line of scrimmage as Paul Sorrell making the tackle. Sorrell now with 6 tackles in the ball game. Undoubtedly one of those defenders that Jim Huber was talking about.
Yeah. I just noticed that Doherty has gone in as a defensive back, number 33, the strong running back of Peachtree, working at defensive back.
Very unusual now when we go to the 5 defensive backs, as you pointed out, Harmon. 13-0 Peachtree. Dipsy Doodle, a handoff to Livingston. Livingston gets back, and he got a first down. It was 3rd down and 13 to go. And the reverse, finally Livingston was bounced out of bounds by Bobby Moore.
That was kind of a neat little tricky reverse, too. Quarterback turns around, gives the pitch. The pitch guy gives it back to the running back, going the wide receiver going around.
Ducker to Livingston.
You take another look at that, you might see the angle of the handoff. It's not your usual type reverse handoff.
We've seen some rather intricate handoffs by this Lakeside team today on offense. At the 43-yard line with the first down. Pumps going long for Livingston, and it's intercepted. Jess Morris. Peachtree takes over at their own 30-yard line. And Morris has been shaken up on the floor.
Looks like he's holding his right knee because he ran over and came down.
History this year, Harmon, has been just the opposite. It's been just the opposite in that Lakeside's defense has usually forced the opponents to go to the air. The opponents in 9 ball games getting only a little more than 300 yards on the ground, really forcing their opponents to go to the air. Peachtree's defense has forced the situation for Lakeside to go to the air, plus the 13-0 score. 13-0 Peachtree, 10:35 remaining in the game. We'll be back with more action after this.
Howdy. Come on in to McDonald's Silver Mine, where you can win silver, loads of silver. In McDonald's $5 million silver mine game. Match a piece and win up to $50,000 in cash. Or silver. Purdy, eh? And them instant winners is good for Big Mac, regular fries, or a Coca-Cola. Play McDonald's $5 million silver mine game, cause there's silver under them golden arches.
Dyer & Dyer received a shipment of Volvo diesels. They're the ones that get 38 miles per gallon on the road. They're the ones that get 28 miles per gallon in a city. They're the ones that disappear from our showroom faster than we can get our hands on them. The new shipment of Volvo diesels just arrived at Dyer & Dyer. So come on down and take a look at these snazzy little Volvos. That is, while they last.
You can see the good position that Morris had on the defender Livingston as he comes down with the ball.
And he came off the field, and he was injured, but he came off the field with no injury, maybe just a little bruise. But after a big play, you deserve to have a little, pat on the back, good play type.
1st and 10 from the 30 for Peachtree. Handoff goes to Azar, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage, giving him a gain of about a half yard on the play. Spencer Nelms, the tackler.
You've heard the name Spencer Nelms several times tonight. Many say, and I think you've said this yourself, Art, he is one of the top blue chip defensive linemen in the entire game.
Let's go down to Jim Huber.
Another report from the hospital ward down here, just a muscle cramp to Bobby Moore. He's going back in next defensive series, Art.
Bobby Bobby Moore comes to the near side. Doherty tries off of right guard. Very little running room against that fine line for Lakeside. And maybe Peachtree will be forced to go to the outside once again, Harmon.
Yeah, they're going to have to go outside on Lakeside's defense, and that's the only way they've really maintained that ball control. Whenever they tried the straight ahead running, it worked, you know, when they ran wide. Now, the Lakeside Vikings had success running to the right side of Peachtree, but never really got the ball deep into their own territory.
Porter gets a lot of action on that side, John Porter, as many teams running away from Spencer Nelms. Porter, 6'2", 227. He's not quite as agile, but he gets a lot of action. He's had a lot of experience, and he's tough. Third down, 7 yards to go for Peachtree. And Anderson rolling out the pass. Flips a nice one to Doherty. Doherty out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Doherty, good hands, too, Harmon.
I tell you, he's a great athlete. He's one of the best athletes on the field because after he catches the ball, and he catches the ball knowing he's going to get hit, he stretched it out and just might have made the first down. Or I think they might have to bring in the chains because it's going to be very, very close.
There you
a
see
little
Bobby
flat
Penner.
pass. Yeah.
Bobby Penner, the tackler on the play. Lots of room.
But look how he leans forward and tries to get that extra 1.5 or 2 yards, and that might have given him the first down.
13-0 Peachtree, in case you're just tuning in with 8 minutes and 57 seconds left. There you saw Coach McFerrin point to the first down. He didn't wait for the official to signify it. He took a look at the sticks, and the cheering section just erupted.
I tell you, this is a big win if they go ahead and win for McFerrin because he has been at Peachtree now, I think, going on 5 years. This could be his biggest win.
Coming back percentage-wise now in the passing game, Anderson, Harmon.
5 of 12, 65 yards.
First and 10 from the 40. Azar gets right back to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go, here we go. Second down.
Put up on the play by Steve Johnston. Johnston moving up quickly from his linebacker spot. He's a co-captain on that ball club.
You know, it comes down to bottom line. Peachtree's offense is better than Lakeside's defense. That was the big test. Peachtree was a 1-point favorite, but that was going to decide the ball game.
Second down, make it 10 yards to go for a first down for Peachtree. Doherty, and he's got some running room as he gets over the 45 to the 47-yard line. Let's watch Doherty. Well, I guess we're going to come up to the booth right now.
Hello, everybody.
We might add that this is one of the most tremendous high school facilities I have ever broadcasted out of.
High school football is big in Georgia. I grew up in Florida where they had it all the time, and I see Doherty coming off again, leaning toward that ankle. But, you know, Art, when I came up to Atlanta, Georgia, they start football in high school up here about 4 weeks earlier than they do down in Florida.
P.J. Pocknow comes in for Doherty on a 3rd and 3. Anderson keeps it. He has to get to the 50-yard line for the first down. Steve Johnston and Spencer Nelms making the stop. Nelms, number 75. You can see the big guy get up there. 13-0 Peachtree. Trying to control the ball right now, but it's 4th down.
Tell you, time's running out for Lakeside. They're going to have to make a move on this next possession. If they're going to stay in the game, they've got to score next possession.
Steve Techner will be your punter for the Patriots. 4 punts, averaging 31.5 yards a kick. Low snap. Gets it away, though. Long end over end. Coming down to Fletcher. Fletcher, they try to reverse, but a good defensive play holds him up. And he's brought down finally. Danny Helms was the man who initially forced the play, and then the stop was made.
Everything is inside.
Well, we'll have to check it later.
Lakeside's trying to get fancy in order to get back into the ball game. They're not playing their basic football, which is their tradition and trademark. Straight ahead running all the way, nothing fancy. But tonight they came out trying to be fancy, if you remember, with those passes.
First and 10, back at the 6-yard line, 6:37 remaining. Anthony has his man all alone over on the 20-yard line, cuts inside with 6:27. Might have been wise to go to the sideline. Jesse Morris making the stop on Lad Fletcher. Lakeside trailing 13-0, must get back into this ball game quickly.
Yeah, receiver should have gotten out of bounds because when he caught the ball, he was wide open. Jess Morris was giving him the short pass. He caught it, should have stepped out of bounds, but tried to stay in. Didn't gain but another 3 or 4 yards. A good tackle by Jess Morris.
Fletcher to the near side as we go. We got a wing back on the play now. Livingston on the wing to the near side. Anthony to throw again. He overthrows his mark. It's intercepted. Jess Morris once again his second interception of the period, and he gets inside the 30-yard line down to the 29. So Jess Morris has had himself for a ball game. It was intended for Matt Fletcher and was overthrown.
Jess Morris, also a senior and also not a very big player. He's 6'0", 162. That's all what they say. Ball overthrown, not thrown well, playing position exactly where he should have been. But Art, look how he runs for the ball after he gets it, follows his blocking, goes for the seam.
So Peachtree now with a big advantage. Pitch out to Doherty. Doesn't get the block he needs, but look at the speed. And picks up 5 in the process. Bobby Penner put him out of bounds. Bobby Moore was trying to throw the block for him and couldn't quite get it.
Tell you what, these are two fine athletes, Jess Morris and Doherty, 33 and 35. They are fine, young ball players. They're seniors, but they're not real big, but they have a lot of heart.
Prochnow comes in for Doherty in the backfield now for Peachtree. We've got a second down and 6 yards to go for the first down with 5:38 remaining in the ball game, and Peachtree with the 13-0 advantage. No running room at all for Azar.
Okay. You know, there's a good example of the Lakeside defense, because what they do are they'll fill those gaps and they fire around, and it's hard to run straight ahead on Lakeside because they have their defensive linemen slanting down one way or the other and filling with linebackers. And it's hard to run straight ahead. If you run the slants or around the end or the option, it's easier to gain yards.
Good case in point, Harmon, because it was Steve Johnston, a linebacker that was able to make the tackle in that particular play. But Peachtree's offense is so versatile that you can take the middle away, at least tonight, and they can still move the ball on you. Anderson can't find his receiver in the open, so look at it. Gets the first down to the 16-yard line. 13-0. Peachtree is on the move. They want more. Spencer Nelms, despite his size, and Steve Johnston in to make the stop.
Anderson's got good balance. He shows a lot of strength, too. Now, he's 6'0", 180. He's also a senior. Peachtree going to have a lot of seniors they're going to lose next year.
Look at Nelms come in from the side in pursuit.
Yes.
For his size, he's got good quickness.
They told me Southern California wanted Spencer Nelms.
125 yards rushing for Peachtree in this ball game. Azar with very little running room as he puts the ball up to the 15-yard line. John Porter met him there. All kinds of compliments to the crew working this ball game from 11 Alive.
Yeah, they do a heck of a job. We've got 5, 6 cameras out here tonight.
Everybody working together, just coming off a long election night coverage.
Tell me.
Coming out to the North DeKalb Stadium. Doing a great job in this football game visually. 13-0 Peachtree, 2nd and 9. Doherty puts his head down, gets through the initial line.
It's got to be a crushing blow for the Lakeside defense. They're so proud, only giving up 32 points in 9 games, holding everybody to 100 yards or less. We'll get our stat man to give us total yardage, running yardage so far for Peachtree, because they've really taken it to the Lakeside Vikings.
Another stop by Porter on the play.
130 yards on the ground already for Peachtree. 3:19 to go in the ball game.
And much of that in the second half. They had 39 yards rushing in the first half of action, and now 130.
That's 91.
Anderson can't find anybody and is collapsed on. Double teaming the wide receiver Bobby Moore. Bo Cohn in to make the stop on Anderson. So it'll go to a 4th down. Now don't forget, Clinton blocked the extra point try on the second touchdown after the second touchdown for Peachtree. So it is 4th and make it 6 yards to go for the first down.
Yeah, they're going to go for the first down. They're not going to try to let Kirk Roach kick. They're afraid it might be blocked.
Now they move the stick back to 4th and 7. Jess Morris comes to the near side, and the penalty flag goes up in the air. Too much time. You can hear him.
And that will be the first penalty on Peachtree of the night. Only 5 yards. That is not bad.
It was offsetting penalties, but never one that was marched off. And, of course, the very costly penalty
offense
leading to a first down and goal to go against Lakeside was the big factor in that first touchdown drive by Peachtree.
Lakeside has 3 penalties, 23 yards. Really, penalties not a factor in the ball game as much as ball control by Peachtree.
Ball on the 19-yard line. 4th and 13. Bobby Moore back in the lineup as the wide receiver. Anderson looking, has his man. Good catch. He came back for the ball, and it was Bobby Moore. Bobby Moore has had some coaching.
Tell me about it. Bobby Moore, number 34, goes down the field, and he saw his quarterback scrambling. And the quarterback scrambling around, and we've seen this all night long. It's hard to pin him down. He goes out, picks up a couple of blocks, stiff arms one guy, and Bobby Moore, as Art spoke of, came back for the ball, waved his arms, came back, caught it in a crowd, turned, and got out of bounds.
11 catches for 182 yards coming into the ball game and 2 touchdowns.
He's also a senior.
The penalty declined against Lakeside. And the ball at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal.
Jess Morris coming in, too, on offense.
They break huddle and come to the line. 1st and goal for Peachtree, trying to put this ball game away with 2:13 on the clock. Anderson hit, but he gets the pitch away.
My ball.
Azar is put down. Let's go down to Jim Huber. Jim?
Art, we have just learned from New York City that NBC has projected Peachtree High School the winner of this game by a landslide. I hope it doesn't affect the West Coast action. Back to you.
Well, it's a little early back on the West Coast, Jim.
Well, I didn't beat him as bad as Reagan beat Carter, though, that's for sure. Boy.
2nd down, 5 yards to go for a touchdown for Peachtree. More importantly, 2:05 on the clock, really. Up the middle, Azar gets inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
Ball's
Steve
back
Campbell
on the 3, and it's 3rd and goal from the 3.
I believe if I was a quarterback, I would take my offensive line out for a little din-din tonight and a few soda pops, wouldn't you?
Well, that's for sure.
Boy, they have done one heck of a job.
They can take those Del Taco certificates.
Del Taco certificates. We'll tell you who's going to play who next week in just a moment, because the loser of this game, let's take the play first.
Well, we really don't know for sure yet.
One of 3 teams
play last year's champion, the the loser of this game. He flips it into the end zone. Stamper, John Stamper, the tight end. Let's take a look at the quick flip.
You know what it was? Lakeside was looking for another straight-ahead run off the right guard. And then he just gave his leading receiver of this year, Stamper, the ball in the end zone, wide open between the seam. He fooled Lakeside. They were looking for the quick run up the middle.
McHenry almost getting his hand on that pass, and it just got over with perfect touch to his tight end, John Stamper. So Stamper catches his 6th touchdown pass of the year. Roach gets it up, and it's good. So Clinton couldn't get a hand on it this time, and Roach puts it through the uprights. It is 20-0. Peachtree with 1:25 remaining.
You know, if you told Wayman Creel that they were going to be down 20-0 to Peachtree, I know he wouldn't have believed you. Peachtree only a 1-point favorite. And Wayman Creel, a highly touted defensive team.
This is the most that they've ever scored against Lakeside this year. South Gwinnett had 14 points in a 17-14 Lakeside victory. Here you see some of the other scores coming across our screen in games played this evening in high school football. Columbia over Avondale.
Decatur beat Towers 20-7.
Lithonia over Gordon on a field goal.
Fulton beat George.
29 yards in 10 plays, but 4 minutes and 33 seconds possession time for Peachtree on the drive.
That's the whole name of the second half, Art, is possession. Number 1, Griffin beat Fayette County 21-7.